What's up, guys? Welcome back to FrugalBC. Today we are doing Algorand DeFi and HBAR DeFi as well. Experiment week 23. Now, why am I doing it on a live stream? Well, that is because my software that I use to record is currently malfunctioning and I don't feel like spending all afternoon trying to fix it. So we're going to try it as a live stream today too, today instead. And I think that's kind of fun. So this will allow you to actually chat along with me as I do this. I'm not sure if I'll get anyone here, but it's an easy way to record the episode and hopefully have some fun. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're going to be talking about Algorand DeFi and HBAR DeFi, our experiment. Now, for those who haven't been following along, and I think a lot of you have, but for those who haven't, this started back in March. I put $100 into three different DeFi protocols on Algorand as an experiment to see what would happen. So that was now 23 weeks ago. We were on week 23 of the experiment. In addition to that, we also made a control group with $100 of Algorand and $100 of Bitcoin. Now, I've had both of those amounts and more, but the point was to set how much is that amount worth right then? How much Algorand and how much Bitcoin? It happened to be 0.00375 Bitcoin was $100 and 466 Algorand was $100. And so those are kind of our control groups. Now, two things have happened since then. I have replaced Tinyman. No, I didn't replace Tinyman, excuse me. Humble we replaced with Tinyman because Humble there was a good pair that I was using on it, and then the pairs changed, and there just wasn't anything that I found interesting. So I switched over to the Tinyman farming program for the DeFi experiment. And we were using AlgoStake, and AlgoStake crashed along with the $100 worth of AlgoStake that I had in it. So that was a disaster as well. And now we flip that over to Folks Finance, and that's just earning 6% on Algorand. It keeps going down every week. Before we get to that, I have an announcement. So you guys are going to see this here first, but I am now sponsored by, you may be wondering why I'm wearing an orange shirt. Well, it just so happens I am sponsored by NFD. That's right. Starting next month, they will be sponsoring the channel. So you will see a logo saying that they are sponsoring us. And we're very appreciative of NFD. I'm really excited about it because I really love the work that they do. I like that they don't have a token associated with it, that it's just, here's NFD. We have a service. You pay for the service, and you're good to go. If you don't know what NFD is, they are called non-fungible domains. They have if you see someone with a .algo address, which is a way easier way to give your wallet address to somebody as opposed to all those letters and numbers. They're pretty neat, and they work well. There's another one. I think it's called Algorand Naming Service. I hate to even say the name because they worked so poorly, and I didn't know what I was doing when I first got it. So I actually got a FrugalBC.algo from them. Now I have it from NFD, which I bought at Decipher after meeting John Mazzoni, who is, I think this is CFO, I believe. Very smart guy, by the way. We've had him on the channel before. Anyway, so I think there are people in the space that are really doing the right thing, and that's why I like them. And so that's why I wanted to partner with them, because I think they're doing good work. So I just want to get that out of the way. But let's look at this will be kind of neat because you guys can chime in when you see stuff. We're gonna skip the altcoin portfolio this week. Oops, nope. Let me see. I just want to share the NFD logo a little bit just to give them some props. Very happy with them. And like I said, that will be starting in September. Back to us. Let us get this window up here. All right, so this is what the charts look like for our experiment, and I actually chat did not. It said it removed the last date, but it didn't. So just to be clear, I have ChatGPT code these in Python, and then I spit them out through an IDE. I can actually do them myself, but Chat can do it in about a minute, and it would take me about 30 minutes or more. So I definitely save a lot of time there. So very interesting. Saucer swap for the second week in a row has been our best experiment. That was just added a little more than a month ago now. Got 5 dates on there, so good for saucer swap. That is on HBAR. And we added that about a month ago just to, I don't know, just for fun. I just wanted to see what it would do. It actually did quite well. It's doing the best out of anything. Bitcoin had been leading the charge for a very long time. Right now, falling a little below our saucer swap experiment on Hedera. But overall, as a control group, you would have done best out of any of these. And these do include reinvestments, by the way. You would have done well just to buy Bitcoin. But at the moment, you would have done well to invest in HBAR sauce. I heard sauce is actually doing really well. I didn't check the chart, but this is the whole reason I did the experiment, because my theory was that you actually lose more in the underlying ASAs going down than you do from just holding the coin. However, you'll notice that algo in gray has actually done the worst. And folks, like, we kind of can't count folks because that's the algo stake. But if you think of that as one line, like that's where that's been stuck ever since algo stake collapsed. So really, actually, you were probably better off being in the. This is one thing that it took me a little while to figure out. Yeah, not as good as simply just holding Bitcoin, which is interesting, but you did better if you held these pairs, except for algo stake. If the underlying project goes away, your coin's going to be useless. And this highlights a real risk with any kind of ASA, anytime you're in an ASA, if that project goes under, and a lot of these are in early stages, then your coin's going to be worthless. So you really got to think about, I would think of ASAs as think of it as like stocks in startup companies. Okay. And they are, it kind of really is that they are startup companies. It's sort of it's almost like a way for a non-public company to have a stock. I know a lot of people won't like that comparison, but it kind of makes sense. So you have to suspect that these companies can go away, and especially in bear markets, you will see a lot of that, and we have been seeing a lot of that. When that happens, very bad things can happen. Of course, Cometa, that's the Cometa Meta pair, which I maybe should make that more clear in these charts if there's a way to do that. Cometa is the Meta algo pair, and I think the price of Meta has actually helped it improve. It was almost back up to parity, almost back up to $100. And what you're not seeing is, like, early on, a lot of these pairs were actually doing way better. They were actually over 100, a lot of them, and then they've dropped since then. Yeah, Tiny Man, I mean, the Tiny Man one is mostly, since it's Algorand USDC, it's been more stable than just holding Algorand. So in a way, that might not be a bad. Of course, you don't see the spikes like the other ones, but you don't see the dips. It kind of is the US dollar coin just kind of acts as a stabilizing factor, I think. So since it switched to Tiny Man, it's been around that $80 range. It hasn't really moved too much up or down from there. Just seeing if there's anything else of note. I kind of talked about Bitcoin and Algo. Algo, it's like sitting at around 9 cents right now. So that is other than Algo stake collapse, just holding Algorand has done the worst. Now, of course, a lot of us believe that's a buying opportunity, and it might be. It might be a buying opportunity. So a lot of people are treating it that way. And I can't get to my... All right. That's our chart for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. I want to talk a little bit about Lofty. So let me just pull that up. And I'm still kind of debating what to do with Lofty, if I want to. Yes, I'm human. Oh, come on. So if you want to email me, you can email me, I guess. Okay, so the rent balance you see that says 17 cents. That is what I'm making daily now. And that is with 13 properties not paying, but it's also with new properties that I've been adding or adding more of the old ones. And those are, let me just scroll down here. So I now have 6 of the McDonald's properties, and this is just a nice solid property. 6%, not the greatest yield, but it's held up. That's the difference. Some of these other ones are at 0.76. This one's at 4. These are supposed to be higher. I guarantee you these are supposed to be higher. Of course, we got a bunch of zeros, but none of them have really held up solidly. The only one, the McDonald's one, has been solid at 6%. It has not wavered from that. It has never missed a payment. This is triple net property, and I think that might be one of the best ones. Now, there are ones that are doing better. This one on Rock Island, Illinois is doing 7. Our Miami Beach one is doing 8%. Here's the other one I've just been buying recently. This one on Jackson Avenue on Grandview, Missouri. It has actually been paying 16.76%. And that one's paying about 6.5 cents per day, but we just bought more, so it's going to be more. And that one I had to put a buy order in. So you don't just get to buy, they don't just have them available anymore. They did early in the beginning of the week, and then I had to put in a buy order, and then it just got fulfilled early this morning. So, and that's why my rent balance is 7, because I always use the rent balance towards a new property. So that's put us up to pretty close to 17 cents. It looks like they rounded up to 17 cents in the order. It's actually 16.5 when I add it up, but that's not too bad. And we did have 14 properties not paying at one time. One has been turned around. I keep getting emails that other ones have new managers, or they're getting, or they have people that are ready to move in. So hopefully some of those will start turning around. But so I've gone back and forth on whether I should actually recommend Lofty. I took it off my recommendations, and I'm still kind of debating. I asked people what they thought, and about half said no, a quarter said yes, and another quarter said they didn't care. So I wasn't sure how to take that, but I took it as probably don't do that. Just trying to think what else you might want to know. I did buy some more HBAR this week, and I bought some more Cosmos. Probably can stop sharing at that point. Bought some more HBAR, bought some more Cosmos, bought some more Bitcoin, and a little bit. I actually bought a lot of algo, but most of it was to buy the properties. But I did buy a little extra, so I had a little extra in the tank. So I've got a little more algo in there to support the Algorand ecosystem. But anyway, not really any chatter in the comments today, so not a lot I can talk about beyond that. I did want to say that I'm playing, what is this game called? Champions. It's a new Gala game. I'm playing Champions Arena on Gala, and I actually rather like it. It's fun. You can play it for free. I think all the NFTs are sold out, and I'm okay with that. I'm pretty leery about spending any more money on any Gala NFTs after Townstar. I'm still playing Townstar, but I refuse to invest any more money into it. And Earn has not been turned back on. It's almost September. They said it was going to coincide with Godot, which itself was late. So there's that. But Champions Arena, I'm saying the right name, right? Champions Arena is really good. I'm probably going to do a segment on it on our live stream on Monday. So you can get that on iOS. You might have to go to, I couldn't find it on the store. I had to go to the Gala Games website and get the link from there. And then open it with the link, and then just to keep that in mind, you might not be able to just find it searching in the Gala store. I wonder if Cosmic Champs is like that too. I know there's a way to play Cosmic Champs on iOS, and I want to figure that out as well. But right now, I haven't had time to dig into that. Been working on a very busy month with work and stuff, and that has come to an end, sort of. I mean, my life's always busy, but all right. Well, there we go. Hey, Cordell Lewis, welcome to the show. I haven't seen you before, but thanks for tuning in. What are your top 10 cryptocurrency investments? Well, I'm glad you asked that because I actually have a 10 coins for the bull market list. And before I talk about these, I want to make this clear that this is just my opinion. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you what portfolio I'm building, coins that I think are going to do well. HBAR, of course, I'm a big Hedera fan. I think right now Algo is I'm expecting it to be good just because right now returning to its all-time high or even close to it would be a huge win if you've been buying at these levels. We've been at below 20 cents for I don't know how long. So if you've been slowly buying a little bit of that at a time, I think in the bull run it's gonna be a big turnaround. If you bought at the all-time high, well, with Algo, that's gonna be rough. You should never when we're in the bull run, you guys shouldn't be buying crypto. You should be selling anything you have and probably holding in stables and taking profits. Taking profits is very important. Again, not financial advice. Atom, I'm a huge fan of Cosmos. I've had most of my Atom since it was in the $2-3 range. So I've been really enjoying that. And Polygon, Near Protocol, I like what they're doing. Right now, I'm holding my Near on Coinbase because they did that whole wallet switch, which I covered on the channel. And I'm hoping they had a really cool setup where like everything was kind of all in one place. And I think they're getting away from that now, and that's too bad because that was one of the features I liked about Near. So we'll see about that. But I like that it's fast and cheap, kind of like Algorand. Let's see what else. Oh, Polygon. Polygon I just think is a good bet just because it's the most well-known Ethereum layer. Blur, I just love how this platform came along and challenged the big OpenSea behemoth, and they really ate their lunch. It's pretty impressive just by doing a little better for people who like NFTs. So that was probably my most speculative bet, and it's a pretty small amount, but I think it has a chance to pop off. I could be wrong. PYR, Vulcan Forge, that's a gaming platform. Gaming platforms are usually pretty good to bet on for bull runs. So we'll see. They're bets. All these are bets. I'm hoping 2 or 3 of those pump well and one of them just takes off. That's the goal. Then some like HBAR, I think are just going to be solid. So I'm happy to hold those for the long term. Metis now, Mina, those 2 are on there. And I've actually started buying a little bit of XRP. We'll see about that. So that's my list. I'll say it one more time. HBAR, Near, Atom, Polygon, Blur, PYR, MetaStao, Mina, and XRP. Those are my coins. So thanks for asking that. And you had a follow-up question, Cordell. He says, any thoughts on Saucer Swap? Actually, Saucer Swap is actually part of my experiment. So you might have to back up and watch the beginning of the video. But Saucer Swap was recently added to my DeFi experiment back about a little more than a month ago. This was the 5th week that I recorded anything from Saucer Swap, and so far it's doing the best. So I gotta say, it was pretty easy to use. I actually have a review on my channel where I go through and set it up for the first time. I did it live on the air, but then of course when the video clip, I edited it quite a bit, so it's a little more watchable. But yeah, it works well. It seems to be going the right direction. Sauce is doing well, which is pretty impressive. So hand it to HBAR. Works very similarly to a lot of the Algorand ones that I've been using. So yeah, I've been pretty impressed with it. Let's see. Well, all right, guys. I didn't want to do a whole big long live stream. The point was just to kind of get that experiment out there in a way that I could do it because for whatever reason my recording software is on the fritz, and I have to go do a little practice figuring out what's up with that. But that's been our experiment. Like I said, we're week 24. That will be 6 months of doing this experiment, and the whole point was like to actually track how it's doing, because I just these companies, none of these companies really give you a good indication of whether you're actually making money or losing it. You can't really tell from being on the platform. That's very frustrating. So that's why I wanted to do the experiment, and I just don't see a lot of other people doing this. It's the thing I do that no one else is doing. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to do a live stream on this once a month, because doing the weekly one is getting to be a little much. Or maybe, maybe monthly, unless there's like a major change that needs to be, because some weeks it's just like, well, everything's kind of the same, and then there's not much to report. So I'll probably do that. Corda Lewis says, does Near have big partnerships and a big future? I in my opinion, I think Near is a little bit behind HBAR and Algorand. HBAR and Algorand, especially HBAR, I'm really impressed with the kind of partnerships they're building. It probably helps a lot that they have like Google, Boeing, IBM, Dell on their governing council. I mean, that's big just in the beginning. If I think that gives other companies a higher level of trust, that there's like trusted names on their board. And not everyone loves Google, I get it, or Boeing or whatnot, but the fact that these are like well-established names in the industry, I think that gives people confidence when setting up partnerships. Near, I really search hard for like news on Near, and I just don't find a lot. So that makes me a little nervous about Near, and it's really been dropping in the market cap. In fact, if you guys want to see this, you can probably take a little side. Oops, did I just share myself? Shh. Let's do. Sometimes I'm really bad at using this. Here we go. Yeah, fear and greed index is in fear range. That's usually when you want to be buying. Not that that's financial advice or anything, but anyway, I'm just going to scroll down to, if it is where it was, it is. It's at 40. So Near was like always in the top, the low 30s before, and now it's dropped down to 40. It's at $1.19 right now, which is quite a bit lower than when I bought in. It was like $1.71. I definitely bought in the lower levels as well, but whereas HBAR's dropped back a lot too. It's still in the top 30. It's 30 for market cap, but it's under 6 cents again. So once again, you can buy HBAR. I probably bought a little high in HBAR, but I think anything under 10 cents is going to be a good buy for the next bull run. And then Algorand, yeah, Algorand 9.6 cents basically. 9.7 will round up and be nice. Yeah, and down to 45. It's gone between like 44 and 48 for a long time now. I remember when I first started covering Algorand a lot, it was always in the low 20s. It was like, would it stay in the top 25 is kind of the weekly, wonder. So now it's quite a bit higher, and that's too bad. Yeah, I expect good things out of Polygon and HBAR especially, but we'll see. Hey, thanks, Cordell. I appreciate that. I appreciate you tuning in. I do a lot. All right. Well, now we got everybody tuning in when I'm about to about to head out. But that's our experiment for this week. You can go watch the replay. It'll be up right away. And just want to shout out one more time Non-Fungible Domains on Algorand, the wonderful company that does those .algo. They are going to be our sponsors starting in September, and I'm super thrilled with that. Like I said, I'm really, really careful about what sponsorships I will take. And I've particularly liked the fact that they don't have a coin. No coin on them. By the way, if you guys like this kind of stuff, make sure you hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, please do so. And I like that they don't have a coin. I feel like they're doing the right thing, and that I really appreciate that. So, Also, shout out to people watching on Kick. If you were on Kick, I don't know if anybody's really watching over there, but all right. Well, thanks so much. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, it was going to be a very short stream. I just wanted to get that experiment out there. So thanks so much for tuning in, and stay safe.